Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So the confusion continues. Nobody really knows what to do at the moment, and we do still have quite a number of earning results to come out. But what we do have here is, if you have a look here, we've got some weekly levels, and I am on the weekly chart right now. So there's a weekly swing high. There is a weekly tail there, and there's another fractal over there. Fractal before the Nazis come out again. So those are the three levels that we're looking at from a weekly perspective, and you can see over the last 4 weeks, including this week, you can see how we've rejected or tried to reject each one. So every time we to get one of those levels, we get the sellers come in, but the buyers come back as well. So sorry, let's just get to the 8 hour. I don't think there's much different on the 8 hour. You can see a bit of a range bar that formed. Excuse me, we had to have a sneeze there. So we did have a bit of a range bar forming in that last 8 hour session. Oscillators are pretty much nowhere right now. We are still in an upward trend, and for me this is still a consolidation phase. Oscillators I have crossed over and are pointing down, so we could get a little bit more to the downside, or we could get this weekly level tested again. You can see it was tested yesterday, and when we get through that, then obviously we've got the next weekly level down here, and you can see the strength of that one as well. So I think the break of 45.31 would trigger a fall to the next weekly level pretty quickly, and that would be at 44.91. The 4,500 probably is some kind of a target. We are closing all these gaps to the downside, which is to be expected. But at the same time, if you look at this on the 3 hour, big up, big down, big up, and we've had this weird gap down this morning. I'm assuming that's based on Japanese interest rate decision earlier this morning. I don't know what the result is, but that's the only bit of notable noise that I can see that happened this morning. And we're back on again, we're back onto this weekly level, so that's 45.54. But when you look at this, look at all these tails, the sellers are here, but the buyers are picking up and they're still seeing value. So very reluctant to be going against the bigger trend, and the bigger trend is to the upside. So one thing that has happened yesterday was we got a crossover of the moving averages, and now we are below the 155 EMA. So if we just add another level here, it's kind of been tested, but then we gapped up on it as well. So this would be something interesting, 45.70, as would that gap, which you can see there's quite a bit of interaction with this level here, which is 45.78. So if we just drill down to the 15 minute, and you can see yesterday pretty much nothing going on. We kind of, hindsight being the perfect science again, we did break through a level there and come back and test it twice. Put it in. So you can see there is a pretty glaringly obvious level, crossed over the moving averages, and then back to test it inside bar. So you had an opportunity for a short there. Didn't really have much of a target, and it didn't hit the target. So probably 100 points there. But anyway, second attempt at that, and then we were just going sideways until we've gapped down this morning. Oh, you can see this gap here was early this session, and then we recovered a bit and then back down again. So I'm not so sure I even want to get involved in this, but anyway, 15 minute looks like the trend is reversing on the 15 minutes, so let's just pay attention to 45.70 and then this gap close at 45.78. If we get another rejection there, and I'd be looking for inside bars or engulfing bars, then I would be interested in another move down to first test 45.54 And then if we get through that down to 45.31. Now, if you just look left, I think gaps have been closed, but I think there are gaps below this lower level here, if I remember correctly. There's a small one there, and then there's another one there. There's another one down there. So there's quite a few gaps further down, all the way down to 4,500 area. So yeah, I won't say hold on to your hats, we're falling to the floor, but we definitely are consolidating. And while we consolidate, it does look like we've got a bit of a turn of events on the 1 hour. But just bear in mind that you do have diversions on the hour here. So I would expect us to find support somewhere at the bottom of this range for a move to the upside. So whatever short you're taking on the lower time frames, you're going to be taking profit pretty quickly at the levels. I wouldn't hold on to anything. And then we'll be looking for buying opportunities down at the bottom, because if you look at the bigger picture, the trend is up at the moment. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of my view today. It's going to be pretty chaotic. You can see by all the levels. I suspect we're probably just going to bounce around in this area for the rest of the week before deciding what we're going to do. So if we do build a base down here at 45.31, that's just a fairly decent range after a strong move up, and then I'd be waiting for a break to actually start looking for long-term longs again. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.